Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Living World of Darkness, Magic from the Ashes, where we find ourselves in a dark, fairly cold shipping container lit by a single unadorned bulb, controlled by a pull string. The walls of this container are lined with mathematical formulae, complex and insanely complicated mathematical formulae. And on the floor is a large square inside of a circle drawn in crayon. Inside of the square is a wooden chair with a man duct taped to it with a rag in his mouth. Just outside the circle is Ava, whose burning incense makes the whole place smell slightly less of urine. You can barely hear the rats and the cockroaches. As Ava starts to drift off into a sleep, been working here for some time. It's been a long and stressful day involving pointing guns at your friends and all sorts of things that Ava's not used to. Her eyes grow heavy after the hours go on, before she slumps face down, drifting into a sleep. She drifts through the clouds of mind, very deliberately searching for what she is attempting to link to. Until she finds herself in an echoey, fractured realm, as she's floating amidst shards of glass, pouring out into infinity, each one reflecting a face that you were staring at before you went to sleep. Indeed, the faces of Joe Black. Each one, he's wearing a different outfit, a variety of different ages. There's ones of him laughing with friends. There's ones of him, of a younger him, screaming in rage at family in a sort of young man's temper tantrum. All of them glistening around Ava as she descends. These begin to swirl, and eventually coating Ava surrounding Ava in a cocoon.
Not creepy at all.
Yep. Embracing her, covering her, slithering over her. In a blur of light, Ava's vision fades, or Ava's vision becomes incoherent, sensation becomes confused, till eventually pinpricks appear in the light, burning Ava's eyes. You feel a firm sensation, a firm but loving grip of steel on your arms and feet. The delicate touch of the steel of the calipers holding Ava's eyelids open, and a warm feeling as the chair that you're strapped to embraces you like a loving parent.
Book?
Yep. And the kindly tones of scientists saying, "It will all be over soon. We just need to explain a little more." Figures shift in front of Ava. These are figures that Ava will recall from her own time imprisoned. Similar scientists, similar chair, but it's all so much more comforting now. These are friendly scientists. This is a comfy chair. even the restraints. And what you see in front of you is a number of screens. What they all show, a variety of different scenes. One of them shows Cat coated in ritual war paint, performing blood sacrifices, tearing out hearts. Another shows Julie watching heartlessly, sitting atop a mountain as others beg her for food. She sees Grace sitting atop a cauldron, stirring a cauldron, cackling in a witch's hat, as spreading sickness and disease to the lands of her former lover. And you see Ava sees herself and Nausicaa atop wizards' towers, laughing and throwing fireballs upon the peasantry. Continuous scenes just continue to flicker through of the destruction wrought by the traditions, each one bearing a face that Ava recognizes, of a friend or compatriot.
Quick question. Does she see James?
Oh, yes, yeah, sorry, James. James is a being of is a terrifying being of fire and ice and sound and fury.
Check.
And this is interspaced by scenes of the healing powers of modern medicine, of sort of augmented limbs, for example, giving a second chance to someone who has lost a limb to disease, of the joy. You see the joy on a young couple's face as they buy their first house, their own reassuring space together. The measured discussions of committees of well-intentioned bureaucrats seeking to bring stability and order to the world around them. And these venues will continue in the dream for quite some time. Until you hear a voice echoing far away that you are ready now and you can come to work. It is the voice of Joe Black.
Okay.
Is Ava going to try and move?
Yes.
From the cuddly chair that loves you so much.
It's not a nice chair. I mean,
No,
well,
it's a nice chair.
It's a nice chair, yeah.
These loving men in white coats.
Yeah, she'll get up and she'll thank all of them for taking care. And I guess we'll head towards this voice.
The chair just falls away from you as you stand up, and the figures give friendly smiles at you as they fade into the dream mist. You follow the voice down corridors echoing. You'll recognize the corridors of a sort of corporate warehouse. You will see noble sigils upon the walls of the heroic Iron Man solutions.
Mm-hmm.
The people walking down, people will sort of drift out of the mist past you, each one a face that you know but could never recognize again. A stranger maybe that you used to pass in the street on a regular occasion. Each one of them are bearing the work badge of Iron Man Solutions and appearing as nothing less than knights in shining armor, beacons of justice and hope.
Okay. Is there a way for Ava to kind of like is she in control, or can I make a roll to get in control of what she's doing?
Um, Absolutely, yeah. You can make me a wits lucid dreaming roll, please.
Yes. Just realized I haven't set up on Discord yet. Um, come on, load. Oh, seriously, it's taking its time. Okay, here we are.
It always does.
It always does. Which lucid dreaming you said, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, that is 5 dice. I got 1 success. So I guess I can control
Yeah,
for a little.
absolutely. Yeah, you can.
Does she at any place see like one of those maps that are hanging and walls where there's like which is the quickest route to exit from this place on? She wants to study that map because they have a map that might be useful too.
Yeah. You can find a map. Says you are here. Um, it looks. It doesn't. You know how on like corporate and like hospital walls you get those maps and they're literally just like lines and things and they're very
Yeah.
dry and they're color coded. This one, it looks almost like a Disneyland map.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Where like a theme
Hmm.
park map, where instead of just being like lines, there's like big pictures of what's there.
Hmm.
So as you're looking at it, you can gain a greater idea. There's this one room that's kind of got a pool table and a drinks machine. Um, there's another one that's like all grey and it's like filing cabinets. Um, there's one that's sort of full of gym equipment. Um, but the bulk of this area is taken up by, it seems to have different pictures of mechanical soldiers. You see them there with like they've. I mean, Ava's seen a hit mark before.
Mm.
It looks broadly like a hit mark. Unsurprisingly, there's
Yeah.
one with where you can see that's like a half constructed hit mark that seems to
Hmm.
be being built. Um, Another one which seems to have them in beds,
Okay. Yes.
and another where they seem to be shooting at targets.
Okay. Do you want me to make a roll to try and commit this to memory, or are you like, okay, you did your lucid dreaming, this is what you can remember?
I'm going to say that you can roughly remember. I'll probably make you roll in scene for like for greater details, but that's the sort of what you can
Yeah.
get back. However, what you can also see is in the picture that there's lots of corridors. There's very few doors in this picture. Most of it just seems to be open, but there's some like metal portcullis gates headed towards where the hit marks are.
Okay.
And around sort of clearly the more secure areas, the armory and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's like portcullis gates, whereas the offices and the staff room, there's like no doors around there at all. It just seems to
Okay.
be kind of open.
Check. Yeah, then I guess with that, like, that's basically my one success of lucid dreaming. So Ava will just kind of let herself slide back into this dream state where she's just following what she's supposed to do in the dream.
Yeah. You'll eventually lose focus on Iron Man solutions. And what you'll get is you will see um, Doctor. You'll see well, you find yourself in a crowd. To be honest, is what it is. A big forum of men in dark suits, men and women in dark suits, stood side by side, looking up at a podium of Doctor Nottingham preaching about a future of hope and peace and prosperity, free from the monsters, the psychopaths.
Is there a date to this? Like, can Ava find out what date this memory is from?
No,
Okay, figured.
no, it's a dream. It's all very vague and disjointed. So lots of ultimately this is something you're not sure it ever happened, but this is something that he has an idea of
Fair enough.
that
Yeah.
exists. Especially because what's going to happen is he will then talk about how Dr. Notting will talk about some of the horrors that have been perpetrated, and he will show a screen, a video. There is no screen or anything. This is simply an image which he gestures to and then fills Ava's mind of Nausicaa leaning over her with an evil grin and cruelly stabbing her wand into Ava's neck, causing incredible screaming agony. Nausicaa then laughs and in a voice that you recognize as Nausicaa's but is cruel, says, "Everything you've heard about us is true." Stabs you again.
No. Right. Okay. Do the others in the room experience the same memory? To
What other people? You're on your own. This is just you now.
Fair enough. I love dreams.
Yeah.
I think Ava would definitely scream if, like, with the
absolutely.
pain
Being
and
tortured by
everything.
it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you feel like your head is being ripped off by a rusty spoon, to be totally honest.
Ouch. Ugh.
And yeah, some shadowy figures supporting this. Another one. Just as it's getting, though, Ava will actually feel herself be punched in the back of the head. And a voice that vaguely reminds of her own. There's no words. There's just sound of murmuring, loud, like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Of almost like when you hear people arguing through a wall but can't make out any words.
Yeah.
Of the figure that punched her in the back of the head and the Nausicaa that was stabbing her in the neck. Then one of them cuts your hand off.
Ow! God damn it! Why this memory? Yeah, there's definitely screaming again. Even though, like, I mean, I think on one level, Ava kind of saw that coming.
Yep.
But
it's
that would never prepare her for the pain of getting your hands mangled like that.
It's like it's been coated in hot lava. It's the pain is this burning electrical agony. And it's all dark outside because you can see through the dream mist's light trying to break through. The Holy Crusaders, the Sacred Protectors. But these twisted, monstrous figures are shrouding the light of hope. You can desperately try and crawl out, but the darkness seems to move with you.
Yeah. Is there a way for Ava to move away from this memory? Because, like, I mean, first of all, she really hates this memory. Second of all,
give me a wits lucid dreaming roll.
Yeah, this is not what she came here to do. Why am I even checking? I already know. 2 successes.
Okay. So yeah, you can reject yourself. You can fall back through the skies of this memory to another one. You let me see, where shall we go? In fact, you can go to yeah, the one that Arthur was focused on before. In the street, the gun heavy in Arva's hand. In fact, no, Arva can just watch this one. As, yeah, she'll see Joe Black pointing his gun, shouting at the young Latino man.
Oh boy.
Just get on the ground. He's like, okay. Sort of hands up, crawls, sort of gets on his knees on the ground. Then he says, okay, I'm just getting like my wallet out of my pocket. It's just got my ID, okay? You fucking lying shit! You're going straight fucking home! And the Latino man starts to reach towards his pocket.
Can Ava jump in between? Like, can she stop this?
Absolutely cannot.
I figured. Fuck.
As, yeah. Black shoots the man right in the head. He slumps down, his hand falling out of his pocket holding his wallet.
Yeah, Ava does again scream, but this time it's more out of, like, you know, the angry, frustrated, no thing. You know, Darth Vader stuff.
Yeah, you have to do it like Darth Vader does. It's disturbingly deep and throaty for the small nerdy girl. Yeah. Nava can scream and scream until she's hoarse and vague. Until it starts to reform, but then she's the Latino man boy. Reaching for a wallet.
Oh no.
But she's not looking up at Joe Black. The face she's looking at is actually the Latino boy. Wearing Black's uniform, holding Black's gun, saying Black's exact words. The whole scene playing out exactly the same. Ava having... Even if Ava wishes to remain silent, she can hear her own voice layered over Black's voice, saying that she's just getting her wallet. She can close her eyes before the bullet comes, though.
What? So basically, it's now Black laying on the ground, and the
Yep.
boy. Okay. Is there a way for me to roll like an intelligence lucid dreaming or with lucid dreaming to kind of understand what's happening here? Like, is this
Roll me perception empathy.
okay? I think that's also 5 dice because I remember Alva having like 5 dice for almost everything, one way or another. Yeah.
Okay.
That is 4 successes.
Okay. The first stage of guilt. To really grasp guilt, one must put themselves in the shoes of the suffering. One must invert the situation of being in power.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, this is an after effect of what Ava has done. This is him reliving the situation with the roles reversed.
Okay.
He is the one being shot.
Like him feeling guilty about this, or perhaps it might just be Ava feeling guilty about witnessing this or something and not being able to act. That might be a thing. But if he's feeling guilty about this, is there a way for her to kind of like, because that feels like that's a human part of him and not a part that the technocracy was able to change? Is there a way for her to follow that, like go deeper into that, into the human part of him? Does that make sense?
This is the whole thing is the human part of him. This is just as much the one that shot the boy, this guilt, it's all still part of the same person. The dreams,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. However, you'll see jumbled collections of different memories throughout his life, just speeding through. You have Black with just pleading with a dark-haired woman not to go. Think of the children. Please don't do this. Before she carries a suitcase and slams the door on the way out. You see him even so much as being a barman and someone walking away and looking and realize they've been shortchanged and that's coming out of their tips. Also, they've overchanged them and that's coming out of their tips.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a variety of different images of guilt and victimhood will start to fly through the dream.
Anywhere in this dream, can she see like when he's a bartender, can she see like a name tag? Okay, that's a shame.
No, a lot of this is sort of hazy recollections of past events.
Mm-hmm.
Things like a bartender. Um, yeah, there's a sensation that you see even sort of memories of someone getting something that he's picked something up that he's lent to someone else and it's broken, and this other person has vanished. Various different images of sort of shame and clearly different memories that Black is shamed about. But for each one, you'll also, or for every few, you'll get a memory of the flip side of the of him doing these careless acts. But one thing that never changes in many of these visions, the monsters, the cruel, in many of the other ones are, when they're not the people he has victimized, they are Nausicaa and Ava and Julie and Kat and James and Grace. And even on occasions, Boris and Lee and Tasha. Always
Is
the traditions.
is Theo showing up as well, or
Theo will show up. Basically, it's
okay?
tradition mages.
No, okay. No, I was just wondering because like But yeah, she's gonna try calling him. Like what she's trying to do is to try get like a conversation with him, if she
Mm-hmm.
can. So she's gonna try calling out his name.
The whispers will come back. Back demon, back demon, back demon, back. Back demon, back demon, back demon, back.
I'm not a demon, please.
Back demon, back demon, back demon, back.
Is there a way for her to change her appearance
No.
in his dreams? Okay.
Nope.
That's a shame.
No, she will very much appear as her own, I say idealized, her own perception of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, always whenever Ava speaks, more fears and more abjuration.
I'm just trying to help, please. Just listen.
Monsters, the monster. The monster wants to talk. Why does the monster want to talk to us? It's cruel, it's a trick.
I'm not. This is not a trick. This. Try to remember what you were before you got to Zeta Clinic. They've done things to you there. Please.
Done things. Helped. Yes.
No.
Knowledge, open. Everything I ever wanted. Much happier, much better. Learned about the truth of you.
But they changed who you were. They changed who you are. They turned you into something different. Is that really what you want?
Happy now, all good, yes. Light of knowledge, spark of genius, ascension. Enlightened, epiphany is change.
Mm,
I think it wants us to crawl back to the dark. I think it wants me to crawl back to the dark. I don't want to go back to the dark.
no, I
Nothing
want
in
you
the
to
dark, just
understand.
I don't
There,
want to be fat loser.
you're not. There is no dark. There's also no light. I'm here to
Doesn't
show you that
understand. The
it's
demon is
just
lying.
there's just
The monster.
always dark and light. There's not only light or only dark. It's always a combination. That's what it's like to be human.
Monster. They were right. They said they pretend to be human. They don't understand.
Then what is it like to be
Full of
human?
tricks.
Then what is it like to be human for you? Help me understand.
Monsters like you are the enemy. Protect, help, benefited them all.
But
Not
what
you,
about
monsters like you.
the people you've killed? That boy. He was innocent.
Innocence is always relative. No one is innocent, all of us. All of us degrees of guilt. The boy did nothing.
Exactly. He did nothing.
No, he was here illegally. The boy did nothing.
That boy was
He might have
not.
had a gun. The boy did nothing.
Listen, the boy was not here illegally. He did not have a gun.
Boy, sacrifices must be made for the sacrifices. Yes.
No.
Then this is the robot voice talking. Going back to you remember when he first did the robot voice.
Mhm.
The whole cannot be saved without sacrifices. And then a chorus of voices, all of the whispers all coming together. The whole cannot be saved without sacrifices.
Please stop.
Stop what? You are here. You are in my dream. I know you are.
Yes.
You've invaded. You come.
I agree.
You've come to fight me. You've come to hate me. You've come to destroy me. Torture, torture.
No, I came here to understand you. I came here to help you.
Twisted monster, fetishizing what it's doing.
No.
Not to understand. I saw what you found. You were looking. You were looking. You want to kill the others. I hope they kill you.
I don't want to kill anyone.
You want to break in. You want to. You were asking questions. That's why you were both. That's why you're asking questions, trying to find things out.
Yes, because you're hunting us down. I want that to stop.
Sacrifices must be made for the greater whole.
Sacrifices is something that one should choose for themselves, not be laid upon by others. You don't choose who will be sacrificed. That's something that someone can choose for themselves, but it's not right when someone else does that.
Enemies of enlightenment must be purged. This is the sacrifice of humanity for the greater whole. Purge the monsters within, yes.
Are you willing to sacrifice all of humanity? Is that truly what you want to do?
The monster doesn't understand. The monster is foolish. Save humanity. Save
Then
from people
help me
like
understand.
Save from people like you. You are the enemy. You are the flaw. You are the enemy. You are the flaw.
We're not
enemy.
enemies.
Deviant. Yes. Deviant.
You haven't chosen to be like this. This is not. You haven't chosen to be like this either. This is circumstances. We need to find a way out of this.
Excuses. I need to find a way away from you. And then we can come. Then we can find you all. Hurt the deviants. Ava will definitely get the impression. Ava can be as well-intentioned as you want. This is a man of deep conviction that you are the enemy of humanity. You're a twisted, you are a sadistic, vain monster. Nothing more in his eyes.
Can she make a lucid dreaming roll to kind of create?
No.
Okay.
You're traveling within his dreamscape.
Yeah.
Say, you can do something else if you want, or we can end the scene to the Ava waking to the echoes of abuse. It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't really quite know what else she can find out, and obviously, like she will keep trying for some time because Ava's not giving up that easily. But it's clear that it won't have any kind of effect. So yeah, she will retreat.
Okay, and she will wake up again in the container. The sleeping Joe Black in front of her. And I think there we can call it scene.
Yes. Thank you very much, Steve, for staying. And yeah, see you on another scene of LWoD.
Thank you for playing.
Bye.